this is Rob and Gina.
How's it going?
We haven't met in a while, but know that we miss you so much. We've been thinking about you and praying for you during this time apart. One of the verses that we have clung to in our 20 years of marriage is Proverbs 3, 5 through 6. It's right there. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will keep your path straight. This verse has always spoken to me as it reminds me that God is in control. When life seems too difficult, complicated, unfair, the list can go on and on. You can trust in God. But the difficult part is to submit to Him and to lean not on our own understanding, which is very hard for me. There have been many times when we have clung to this verse, and He has always helped us through. One example that I can think of is after we were newly married and we left for Michigan to go to grad school. We were in another state with no friends, no support system. We moved there the summer before I started, and we had no jobs and not much money. In the span of 1 week, we both found jobs. I ended up signing up at a temp agency, and they placed me in a medical clinic, which was the perfect experience before I started school.
And for me, again, we moved there with no idea what we were going to do for work. Grad school is a lot of money. I walked into a school office and said, I'm a teacher. If you have any jobs, I'll take it. They were actually going to be starting a summer school that week, but they didn't have a teacher for it. So they took me as a teacher, and that led to a full-time job that following school year. So just an example of, God providing for us. It really didn't make sense to us at the time, because a lot of times we like to kind of have things all, our ducks in a row, so to speak, have everything planned out, and we had nothing planned out except she was going to go to school. So this is enough time that we're living in right now is also very similar in that we have a lot of uncertainty. We're dealing with the COVID pandemic. There's a lot of unrest right now with George Floyd's death. We have a lot of people angry, frustrated, and additional piece for us, Gina was laid off from her jobs since April. But we know God provides. It may not look the way we think it should look, but He does provide. And we know that right now many of you might be struggling with some personal issues. Might be finishing strong at school. It might be family. Might be missing your friends because we really can't get together as much as we'd like to. It might be anger, rage, or frustration over the situation that happened with George Floyd. And the challenge for us is to trust in God, to trust in His faithfulness. He is working. So it's like that song that we hear, Waymaker, and it says the words, even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. God is always at work. So our challenge for you this week is to take some time to pray, to meditate on this verse. Ask yourself, how is this verse speaking to you? Ask God to show you something that you need to trust Him with more. And then lay that thing before Him, whatever it is. Lay it before God and say, God, I need to trust you on this. And then as you're praying, take some time to try to hear what He has to say. It often doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And that's where the lean not on your own understanding part comes in. Because sometimes God works in kind of weird ways. That's okay. So again, we miss you. We love you. We can't wait to get back together as a group. And hope you are all doing well. See ya.
Love you guys.